Don't avert your eyes, its looks are the best thing it has going for it. Cleveland, Ohio. The Lexus IS200T stands out among today's crop of compact luxury sports sedans with severely extroverted styling. Love or hate this car's looks, it won't be ignored, and the optional F-Sport package on this IS200TRWD model is like an exclamation point at the end of a sentence written in caps. Leading with its looks, though, is the IS200T's best chance at bedding down in your garage. That's because it's on the small side, its ride is one-dimensional, and its base engine doesn't live up to the promise of its aggressive appearance. Go for it if you love the looks, but just be aware of everything else you are, and aren't, getting. Well-behaved engine. The turbocharged 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine in the IS200T isn't a powerhouse, with only 241 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, but it's barely behind a V6 offered in the more expensive IS300, 255 HP/236 lb-ft, and is among the best in terms of refinement. Even when you floor it, the four-cylinder never raises a raspy voice or starts shaking between the shock towers. With the rough edges polished, the most affordable Mercedes no longer feels cheap. Budapest, Hungary. As the most affordable car in American Mercedes showrooms, the CLA class has a hugely important job. It must lure in new customers who've never bought a Benz before, who also tend to be younger than most Mercedes drivers. Making a good impression is critical because Mercedes hopes that if the CLA is your first car with a three-pointed star, it won't be your last. Hence why the car's first refresh, debuting in the US as the 2017 model year CLA250, is so important. Fortunately, it looks to have been a successful update that smooths over the car's pimples to make it an even more appealing segue into the luxury car world. From the curb, you won't immediately tell that the CLA class is new. Sure, it has revised front and rear fascias, new wheels, the exhaust tips are more elegantly integrated into the rear bumper, and there are optional LED headlights, but for the most part the look of this four-door coupe is unchanged. Likewise inside, where you'll notice new instruments with smaller, more legible numbers, new chrome trim for the switchgear, and a thinner, glass-covered display for the 8-inch infotainment system. Able to be both a rocket ship and an ocean liner, the M760i has an impressive breadth of abilities. Detroit, Michigan. Half a second. That's how much longer you'll wait for the BMW M2, that darling of every car enthusiast and automotive reviewer, to reach 60 miles per hour after this M760i hits the benchmark. That's a testament to the epic power on offer from the Biturbocharged V12 engine under the hood of this 5,128-pound luxury sedan. The BMW M760i is not, however, a one-trick pony of straight-line speed alone. It's also an incredibly sumptuous vehicle, filled with features to make your journey as pleasant as possible. That bandwidth of capability, from Autobahn Stormer to Executive Chauffeur, is what makes this version of the 7 Series so impressive. Beefy V12 engine when you want speed. With 2 turbochargers blowing into the 6.6-liter engine, the M760i unleashes a 590 pound-foot tidal wave of torque with ease. Not only is it remarkably quick off the line for such a big, heavy luxury sedan, the BMW keeps building steam effortlessly at speed. It's the type of car that makes it all too easy to squirt through any gap in traffic and storm on ramps so fast you might even need to. The best mid-size luxury sedan for well-off nonconformists. Cleveland, Ohio. Buying a Volvo used to broadcast that you were a boring person, but not anymore. The brand's latest creations, like the full-size XC90 SUV and the S90, are some of the slickest machines you can buy. Crisp styling, next-gen tech, and an unrivaled capacity to protect you in a crash, or prevent one entirely, make modern Volvos like the S90 as cutting-edge as the common wares coming out of Germany, Japan, or the United States. If you're shopping for a mid-size luxury sedan and it's not on your list, you need to grab a pen and fix that. Drives small. The S90 isn't light. In fact, the base trim level, front-wheel drive T5 Momentum model I tested is anywhere from 200 to 250 pounds heavier than a similarly equipped BMW 5 Series, Mercedes-Benz E-Class, or Audi A6. Despite the poundage, the S90 feels surprisingly light on its feet. It turns in quickly and remains relatively flat while cornering for a luxury sedan. The turbocharged 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine is also surprisingly powerful, especially when it's let loose in dynamic mode. A V8 that ladles out dollops of torque turns Audi's executive sedan into something even more special. Detroit, Michigan. My colleague Steve is correct that the Audi RS7 is face-meltingly good, an incredible demonstration of all the four-ring brand's best performance car knowledge. Yet I submit that using it for my daily commute is like using a nail gun to assemble IKEA furniture, excessive and, perhaps, dangerous. Don't get me wrong, I love horsepower and adore the RS7, but it's worth remembering that another fast Audi, the S6, remains one of the benchmarks for the fast, luxurious Uber sedan. Smooth, powerful V8. Oh, sure, it's down a Mazda Miata's worth of horsepower compared to that RS7, but the S6 is no slouch. Its engine's twin turbochargers wake up early to deliver a huge wave of torque, from just 1,400 RPM, that you can ride right up to redline. The 7-speed dual-clutch transmission snaps of upshifts quicker than you can blink. The powertrain rockets the S6 through every gap in traffic and away from every stop with an ease that belies its rapidness, like 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds rapid. It's a great step up from the acceleration offered by the A6 3.0T competition I drove last year.